There is a world inside of you that was built to trap your soul. It has walls made of fear. It has gates made of desire. It has a throne made of identity. And sitting at the center of it all is the ego, wearing a false crown that the monad never gave it. The ego does not simply live inside a false world. It built it. It built a kingdom out of everything you were taught to chase, defend, fear, and worship. And if you aren't careful, the soul will mistake that kingdom for home. The ego's kingdom doesn't always look dark at first. Sometimes it looks like success. Sometimes it looks like comfort. Sometimes it looks like arrogance, certainty, and the need to be right. The kingdom gives you a name, an identity, and a sense of who you are. It gives you a place in the world of illusion. Though they are unseen, walls begin to form around you. And because the soul enters this world through forgetfulness, it believes the walls are real. It believes the crown has authority. It hears the voice of the ego and believes it is the voice of truth. But beneath all of the noise, something ancient remains untouched. The monad does not bow to the ego's kingdom. It doesn't recognize its borders. The monad doesn't enter the throne room and plead for permission. It shines silently, above and beyond the entire structure. And when the light of the monad begins to break through, the soul starts to vibrate at a different frequency. Hatred for the world is burned away. Life is not rejected, it's embraced. And a deep, quiet knowing emerges that this false kingdom is not a place where its true being can remain. The ego built a kingdom from separation. It built walls to keep you from source. It bombarded you with stimulus to keep you from stillness. It did anything possible to keep you from direct remembrance. It convinced you that life was a ladder, and you only have worth at the top. It whispered that you had to become something more before you could return to what you are. So you climbed. You chased. You fought for a kingdom that could never fully satisfy the soul because it was built to imprison it. It was built to make you believe that you belong in the realm of ego-driven existence. The soul cannot awaken if it keeps decorating the prison. It can only awaken if it sees the prison walls clearly. And the moment it does, the soul overthrows the kingdom. If this transmission is already speaking to you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us work reach others who are beginning to remember. The strange thing about the ego's kingdom is that it does not only survive through pain, it survives through familiarity. A cage can feel safe if the soul has forgotten the sky. A false identity can feel like home if you've worn it long enough. A life built around chaos can feel normal when you no longer remember what stillness feels like. Transcendence doesn't always feel beautiful at first. Sometimes it feels like loss. Because the soul is leaving the world that taught it how to survive while suffering. It is leaving the old relationships. It is abandoning the old throne room where the ego sat and called itself king. But the ego was never the true king. It was a temporary ruler of a temporary realm. It could frighten the mind. It could build kingdoms out of thought, status, and fear. But it could never command the monad. This is the difference between living from the ego and remembering through the monad. The ego wants ownership. The monad reveals origin. The ego says be someone. The monad says remember what remains. The soul does not escape the world of illusion by conquering the ego's kingdom. It transcends by no longer believing in the kingdom. The world still moves. The body still lives. Responsibilities still exist. But something inside of you stops kneeling before the false throne. Something stops asking the false king for permission. Something begins to stand in the light beyond all of existence. And when the soul remembers even a single ray of the monad, the ego's kingdom begins to crumble. It becomes a structure of shadows, a temporary pattern, a realm of illusion that only had power because consciousness identified with it. The archons work hard to keep consciousness trapped in identification. They don't need to destroy your soul. They only need to distract it so it can never find its origin. So they fill the kingdom with noise. They crown the ego with urgency. They convince you that the world of illusion is real and that it's all there is. They fill your life with conflict, desire, comparison, and fear, so the soul forgets about the still point within. But they are no match for the monad, because one ray of light from the monad dissolves the world of illusion for eternity. When the soul begins to transcend, the ego becomes louder. It senses its kingdom is weakening. It says, "Don't you realize that without me, you will disappear forever?" But that's the final lie of the false king. Because the soul doesn't disappear when the ego loses control. The soul returns to its origin. What disappears is the false self that kept standing between consciousness and the monad. What disappears is the need to be defined by the realm you came here to destroy. And this is where many spiritual seekers turn back. Because freedom feels unfamiliar after thousands of lifetimes in spiritual exile. The open sky can feel terrifying for the one who has lived in a cave. Stillness can feel empty for the one who has been trained to worship distraction. The monad can feel distant to the one who has only known how it feels to sit on the ego's throne. But keep going. Don't force it. Don't wage war on the ego. Don't hate it. Realize that the ego is a servant, not a king. The ego has its place. It can navigate the world. It can speak, choose, and survive. But it cannot sit on the throne of being. It cannot become the origin of your essence. It cannot replace the monad. The soul transcends the ego's kingdom when it stops calling fear wisdom, when it stops calling attachment love, when it stops calling the false world home. This is not an escape from life. This is a return to the true center from which life can finally be seen clearly. You still walk through the world. You still speak with people. You still build, create, and love. But you no longer belong to the kingdom of illusion. You move through it as one who remembers. You stand within the world without being ruled by it. You carry the hidden light of the monad into a realm that tried to convince you that you were only dust. But you are much more than that. You are the consciousness of the monad. The ego built a kingdom. The false world decorated it. The archons defended it. The sleeping mind obeyed it. But the soul was never born to remain there. It was born to transcend the kingdom. It was born to return to the silent absolute behind all forms. It was born to return to the monad. If this transmission resonated with you, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who may be starting to see through the illusion but doesn't yet have the words for it. Comment below. What part of the ego's kingdom are you ready to transcend? Your comments help build this field of remembrance, so others who arrive here know they are not alone on the path. And if you feel called to support the channel more directly, there are a few ways to do so. You can leave a super thanks on this video. Buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/magnumopus333, or you can visit the Magnum Opus 333 store on Teespring. The links are in the description below. And if you want to go deeper within this work, consider becoming a channel member. Memberships help sustain these transmissions and support the creation of deeper monad-centered content for those who feel called to this path. Remember, Your consciousness is the key that unlocks reality. Let's keep unlocking it together. Thank you for watching. Until next time.